command system of the military be decentralized so that junior commanders could also give command in
How do we tackle the issue of Boko Haram and other allied threats now? The current governor of Borno State has been attacked twice. One would have expected that his own security would be the greatest of any Borno citizen. More recently, just in the last couple of weeks of 2020, a number of rice farmers were beheaded. That was the report by Boko Haram. And before that, there had been other outrages, shall we say, both involving military and non-military personnel. So right now, in the case of the Borno part of it, before we come to the general one, how do you think we can tackle this?
Fine. One, if the goodwill is there, if I were to have the ears of the president, our dear president and commander-in-chief President Buhari, I will insist that the command system of the military be decentralized so that junior commanders could also give command in case of a threat. You should be able to do it, number one, rather than waiting for them. Even the police they have their own way of neutralizing the enemy before, rather than waiting. Now the military of one is still colonial in the sense that British and so on did it for their own. They did not allow them to review the laws, and therefore the command, as long as the command is from top down, it will not work, because this is a special an emergency issue, and also it needs emergency solution to it, and therefore the command should step in from rather than just waiting for from the headquarters in Abuja to reach the field commanders. It is rather better for them to say the sector commander should be able to give instruction to the junior commanders in the field. Number one. Number two, insist that you have been having the budgets and so on. Well, let us see the technology that you are using. Is it true that you can see the territory, Borno territory, all over Borno, Yobe, the territory, yet you cannot come together, the army and the air force cannot come together and do the same thing? When there is an air attack by the air force, there is no military attack from the ground troops, and the synergy has not been there. So I personally say that as chief CNC, the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, I will be able to say, listen, you leave the command now, or if it is a law, I will write an executive order that the command structure be split, be brought up to the level of field commanders. Secondly, I would like to see results. If you are talking of this attack and so on, I would like to see results. And secondly, I will insist that every 1 week or every 2 weeks, I should be able to have results. Whatever report that's submitted to the president should be able to have his own way of checking and cross-checking from the reports. And that it looks like there is no synergy between the agencies, security and defense agencies. They're as if it is a rivalry when they are actually working for this country and they signed to defend the people of this country and the territory. And as a president should be able to stamp his feet to say, do the work, I'm giving you 1-2 months maximum. If you don't finish off this thing, submit your resignation letter. There are many Nigerians outside who are willing to serve their country. Secondly, I will make friends. I'm just talking as if the president will listen to me. I will In Nigeria, Nigeria is the only country that lets go of its military officers, generals, colonels, and so on. They retire them without keeping in touch with them. And therefore, these generals who retired, who are still not tired, who are still energetic with all their trainings and experiences, should be able to come into a room with the commander-in-chief, and then level and level they should be able to give results. And thirdly, you see them with the attack you said on the governor. The military is only good at coming out to deny that it did not happen. When such things happen, military that we have as a country, all of us, none of us should allow anybody to denigrate our military. But because our military had always been the best in Africa, in all the peace missions in Africa and in the world, Nigeria came with accolades, awards, and so on. But here we are within the country with the excuse that it is fighting within Nigerians and so on. It is not so. It is a war economy. It has to do with hands from outside and then those who are making money within. Possibly the people who are close to the corridors of power. Maybe they are thinking along political lines, but in actual sense, when you have insecurity in the country, everybody should forget his own background and feelings. Join the leadership to end the insecurity. That is the correct thing to do. And then they should be able to show the media that is what we do, rather than asking them just to report to the media that is what we did, giving us certain films and so on, and said we destroyed this, we killed this, and we got a few rifles. We don't even see the bodies and so on. Why did the army, the army and Air Force not continue with what the military contractors did in 2014? They didn't follow up. And then in 2015, when President Buhari came to power, in fact, it was on that basis that Nigerians forgot about their partisanship, joined in order to dislodge the government of Jonathan. And then much later, I think, apparently going back and people are getting killed. The bombings are not there, but the killing is much higher than the previous one. Then the president of Chad, when he was to defend himself, he had to lead the fight. Within 2 weeks, he was able to annihilate the Boko Haram and annihilate him then seriously up to the borders. That is, by law, it is only 30 kilometers they could come in. And it is no secret that they were able to even dismantle them and even free many Nigerians, including uniformed men in captivity. We expected the Air Force and military to come together, synergize with the communication gadget, all this modern thing to follow up, to take over and complete and just finish off the job that was started. And these are people who listen to us. They are very far from us. Imagine if I talk now here, the people of leadership of Niger, of Chad, and so on, they listen and they take of our advice, but not in our own country, as if we are disconnected from the leadership at the center. I was the one who said we called President Deby. I called him Field Marshal, and eventually they celebrated him, and it was so. So why refusing to continue with them rather than just stepping back and allow it to fester, as if it is just like an